Welcome, everybody. Series 2, Ladies Wot Pod, episode 38.
38, yeah.
38. And we're very bouncy this morning, aren't we? Actually, it's
very bouncy.
We've been prattling on with our preparation for so long. It's actually afternoon.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Should we do our introductions?
Yes.
It's Ladies Wot Pod, episode 38, series 2. And I'm Claire Jones, and I am one of the photographers at Northampton Saints. My fingers are very sore. I had a lot of photos to deal with this weekend. And I live on the edge of the fens, and it looks quite nice out though. It's very cold. We had a frost this morning. But it's been glorious the last few days. And you are Mrs. Saunders? Oh, I wear a red hat. I should say I forgot about the red hat. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you do important stuff with the camera. I am Mrs. Saunders, Liz Saunders, and I'm to nothing of any importance whatsoever, but I do big myself up. So I'm chairman of the supporters club. I'm Halo in chief. I can't think of another title this week. I'll have to set my mind to it.
You were bus lead last week, weren't you?
I was bus lead when we went to Saracens to Tottenham. Yeah, I'm a cake maker to the gentry. Well, the coaching team, and more of that later, maybe. Yes, so that's it really. Oh, cake maker to the committee, Saint Supporters Club committee.
Very important. Yes,
I had to rush off and drizzle the lemon drizzle, so they will be getting lemon drizzle tonight.
Yes,
again.
Which is that's one of the reasons.
And I live it.
Our prep took so long. Anyway,
yes, and I live in sunny South Northamptonshire, and again, it's sunny but quite cold, but a good drying day. So
drying day.
Yeah.
So we're going to go in chronological order. Oh yes. We didn't when we were doing our prep. After all that, there is a little bit of media watch to do because we've got news from the Times and the BBC. So we'll do that as well.
Yeah.
So training. It was lovely, wasn't it? It was really nice being out.
It was really nice, lovely weather, warm-ish.
The wind tunnel wasn't too windy.
In.
When the sun went in, it was a bit nippy. Yes.
Yeah.
But it was just lovely wandering around with the cameras. We had We had a visitor, didn't we?
We did.
Well, he wasn't visiting us. He was visiting the club.
No, he wasn't visiting. No idea who we were. Well, he knew who you were. No idea who I was, and I just confused him totally.
Yes, and he was the commentator for Saturday's game, Alistair Eakin from TNT. And yes, he was watching closely. I'm surprised we don't see more of the press watching training. Yeah, it's odd. But anyway, but well done to Alistair. He was watching what we're up to, which did inform his commentary. It was quite interesting. There were little bits that were coming out during commentary that clearly he'd seen and watched and talked to people. So yeah, and you had sheep news.
I did have sheep news. I went and found Kev because I wanted sheep news. I felt since the lambs had arrived, we just ignored them now. And I just wanted an update on what was happening with the lambs. Well, they've been on some sort of cocktail of drench. I mean, ladies and gents, we've all had weekends like that, haven't we? Cocktail of drench.
Well, a few of them certainly did in Exeter.
But yes, they certainly do. But yes, so the lambs have all been drenched with this thing that gets rid of worms, all sorts of variety of worms that I was getting way too much information about. Worms in sheep. Anyway, they've all been drenched and they're quite happy, apparently. So that was it mainly.
Excellent. Well,
because the weather, they've had to have an extra drench because there's an extra something, fly, worm, whatever. Yeah. So that's it. So they're all drenched and good to go. That was my sheep news.
That was good. Yeah. That was good. And there was a lot of work going on with Radders. Clearly,
yes.
clearly the defence, Radders was licking him into shape. So Dingers was looking very happy because he loves it when there's lots of defending to do.
He loves the defence, doesn't he?
He
Loves
does
his
love
defence.
defence.
He
And
knows the shape
actually,
of it.
dealing with the high ball was clearly,
yes,
clearly
a thing.
very important. And as I said to Laura Hendy, it's okay. We know the Ginger Ninja's back. For those of you on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, we're looking at a photo of it looks like a sort of rerun of that famous photo in Coventry, if you remember that one, Liz, where
Yes.
all the limbs are proving that they are really on the wrong way round.
Yeah. It's not as impressive as the Coventry one, to be fair. But young Anthony walking past him, just looking, what? How? How?
Yes. How is that possible? Yes. How are those limbs doing that? But it was, yes, there was much. There was much taking of his more taking of the high ball. It was poor Jake Sharp.
Yes.
I've never asked him. Is it painful if you're in the weird suit? But no, it was good fun. It was good fun. Anyway, yes. So training was busy. I think I would describe it. Is that fair, Mrs. Saunders?
Was busy. Yeah, it was busy. Yeah, it was. There was lots of groups happening, weren't there? Lots of groups.
Yeah, there are lots
and they seamlessly move from one group to another. It's
and
really
don't get
weird. So you're watching a group doing stuff, and then suddenly you think, well, he wasn't in the group. Where have you come from? And then you realise somebody else isn't there. They've gone to another group, and it's all done.
Yes,
really,
yes, and it's measured down to the second. So you'll have somebody yelling 30 seconds to go at whatever units that they're doing, and then they swap and move around. So it's all run to the minute. But yeah, so training was busy, but at the same time we were having news, weren't we? News of a new investor.
Yes, we were indeed. I was going to say news. We were having news that Jim Henry, who'd won a lemon drizzle cake from me for helping, doing the Prem Cup stuff and just being a top bloke, really. So he came over and gave a big hug and said the cake was lovely, and he'd had a slice or two and then left it. And when he came back, most of it was gone because we'd told him that Douse was a chocolate cake man, but apparently no. And Douse admitted himself that he'd eaten that much of the lemon drizzle. So, poor
shocking.
Jim.
Frankly, shocking.
Yeah. But no, in serious note, well, that's quite serious, to be fair. We did have, sort of grown-up news about Steve Zander coming on as an investor, as a minority stakeholder.
Yeah, shareholder, and another non-exec director.
Yeah, not stakeholder.
So him and his wife decided to invest in the club. Welcome, Steve.
Lovely. Yeah.
All good stuff.
Yeah.
So we all headed off to Exeter. The team, those of us who were travelling, a lot of us travelled down. Some travelled midweek, but we travelled down, and I think you travelled down on the Friday.
Friday, yeah.
And the weather was a bit grey. I attempted to do some beach sunset photos. Yes, the sunset was over there, and the lovely red cliffs were there. Great, thanks. But I had a very nice fish supper in Exmouth.
Very nice. Exmouth is very nice.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Like it's really, really lovely. Really lovely. And so we had a lovely dinner. And you were in the centre of Exeter, weren't you?
We're in the centre of Exeter. We're having a drink in the Ship, which is a pub I quite like, by the cathedral. Having a drink in there. And suddenly I went, oh my goodness me, it's gone dark. And it's in a little alley, this pub, between the main street and the cathedral. And it was just JJ walking past. The boys were wandering out for a little light entertainment. of a Friday night, and it was like, oh God, it's gone dark. So yeah, and then we went to a Moroccan restaurant, which was really nice, but it's in a very small building that has 4 floors, and we were eating right on the very top floor. It
Oh
was
God.
fortunately there was a loo up there, and it had proper tables on that floor. If you're on one of the other floors, if you're not careful, you're on the low seats, which we'd have struggled to get off. But food was really good anyway.
Very good.
Yeah, so there we go. That was Friday night in Exeter.
So Saturday morning, I was up the Lark, and was virtually, I think there was one couple in front of us. We were the second couple into the cathedral.
Oh, that was very green.
Yeah, I wanted to get there before the masses, and by the time we'd finished, and the photos are still on my camera, I need to edit them. Talk about the contrast between the morning and the afternoon. We by the time we had left the cathedral, the massed hordes were approaching. So we timed it well, and then we headed back to Sandy Park. So because we were staying at the hotel.
We went for a guided walk with the theme of Tudor Exeter. That was quite interesting.
Well,
yeah.
Well, it was an important place in all sorts of ways.
Oh yeah, it was lots of other stuff, other information that wasn't Tudor as well. It was and that was at 11 o'clock, and we did have to def out of it because we've got to get back to the hotel to get the bus to go to Sandy Park. But it was really good. And then, so just heads up, Exeter City Council put on these free guided tours. So there's that one at 11 o'clock, and then 11:30 was medieval Exeter, which would have been equally as interesting. So yeah, so all good. Anyway.
Yes, so lots to see in Exeter, and it's a grand day out. So I had the long journey from the hotel to the man giving me my media pass. It was turquoise this time. It was yellow earlier.
And there you go. Yeah.
So that was my so I had to go and get that, and then I decided I couldn't be bothered to go up to the press room because, frankly, I had no need. I headed out pitchside and met Mr. Phil Mingo, the fellow shepherd.
Yeah.
Shepherd. Yeah. So there was more sheep news, but that was between the two of them. Kev.
That was higher level sheep news.
They're probably far more technical than Liz and I can cope with.
Yeah.
That's
degree level sheepery. That is.
It certainly is. And Phil is probably one of the nicest blokes that you could meet. In fact, I'm gonna share my screen, ladies and gentlemen, so you can see him. There he is. He's been at Exeter for donkey's years, absolutely donkey's years. But yeah, he was. In fact, that's a not edited photo. That's a bit rubbish. What am I doing? Oh dear. I mean, it's amateur hour at the moment. There we go. Right, that's better. There it is. That's better. So there's lots of cheap news chatter. But you can see the weather was glorious.
It was really nice.
It was absolutely lovely, and I think what confused everybody, and it certainly confused the TV, was the wind was blowing in two directions.
It was. At one point, I was looking at the flags on the ends of the opposite stands. One was blowing that way, and the other was blowing that way, and you think, that's impressive. Don't even know how that's happened.
Yeah. So I don't think it favoured anybody, and box kicking was an absolute lottery. It really was. So it was. We
I'm just thinking that photograph. I was going to say, could the caption be "Talk is sheep"?
Oh, here every week. Well done, Mrs. Saunders. Yeah. We talking of being around town. We did notice there were a lot of Saints supporters, weren't there?
A lot of Saints supporters. Yeah. Had a chat with someone. We were having a coffee outside the cathedral. I was about to do the hard sell on the pod, and they went, "Oh no, we listened to the pod." So hello, we saw you on the bus as well. And I don't think I knew their names. If I did, I'm sorry. I've been to sleep since then. But yeah,
Now,
you know who you are.
there were lots of mums and dads there, and one,
Yeah.
I've already mentioned her. One mum was very keen that we featured these people on the pod. We don't know who they were, but well done, guys. They were clearly having fun. Proper preparation on the costumes there. That was, attention to detail was fantastic. So whoever you were, well done. And Laura Hendy was very keen that I made sure that I got some photos and we mentioned them on the pod. So we did, yes. But there were a lot of Saints supporters there. And oddly, though, during the game, I didn't hear many Shoe Army chants, but a lot of Come and You Saints and a lot of When the Saints Go Marching In. So, interesting. Yeah. But yeah, you were very loud and we could hear you. Which meant, of course, the players could hear you. So well done to everybody who made the trip, because as we were saying before the game, when this fixture comes up at this time of year, it's the perfect trip. You can make a little, weekend away. So it all worked very well. Now we did have a revelation, didn't we, Mrs. Saunders? I did speak to the media tart. That is Ben Rhodes.
Oh yes, Ben Rhodes. Yeah.
And frankly, we were shocked last week when the pile of balls didn't manifest itself at Bath, and Ben looked horrified when I mentioned it to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you would have thought after all this time he would have realised the importance of the pile of balls. But here you go, ladies and gentlemen. We can confirm. Here is the evidence of the pile of balls at Sandy Park.
There we go. Yeah. That's what would have made the difference. Obviously, if he'd only done that at Bath, then things would have been totally different.
They would have been absolutely different. And it's the care
with which... Having said that, not being in Europe and not having to find a way to go to even Bordeaux, let alone Bilbao, is saving us a shed load of money. And for financially, from a point of view for the club, it's the best round to dip out at, because after that you don't get a share of, or you get a share of. I think you get a share of the gate money at the semi-final, but nothing for the final.
Yeah, so, I think it ends up costing teams money.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they get anything from the semi.
No, I'm not sure now.
I'm not sure they get anything from the semi. I mean, obviously, in terms of silverware and prestige for the club, yeah, absolutely. It's great. It's great, but it costs money. And anyway, so and of course we'll talk about it more at the end, but for reasons that you'll understand when we get there. But it was one of our favourite props. I mean, we love all the props, but there's one of our favourite props. Yes,
we do. We love you all. We don't have any favourites.
Yes, we do.
But we do have a soft spot for Elliot, particularly. Yeah.
Because it was his 50th cap. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Elliot standing looking really forlorn pitch side. I haven't heard him do that in a while, actually. Standing looking very forlorn pitch side, waiting to be called on during training, and asking Liz Tyler who he was, and she explained that he'd come for a trial to see if he could get a position at Saints, and now look at us, 50 caps. Yep. 50 caps and
50 caps and place in the Scottish squad and then
the most
now he's leaving us.
Underrated prop, I think, in the Premiership. He's just but more of that in a minute. Anyway, so off we trotted, and the game kicked off in glorious sunshine. And now TNT have made a big thing.
Oh, yes, I was going. The curse of the commentator writ large. This wasn't it?
Yes, let's make it absolutely. Saints always get off to a fast start. And in terms of stats, actually, we've scored more tries than anybody in the first 20 minutes of the game. So statistically, absolutely, they thought they were betting on the equivalent of a sure thing. Not.
Yeah. But the statistics went out the window because statistically, Exeter have the best second half defence, particularly, but they've got the best defence in the Premiership and the best second half defence. So in the past 11 games, they've only let in 8 tries in the second half before we rocked up. So, when we're maybe thinking, well, we should have won that more easily. No. At Sandy Park, it is not an easy place to go. So
it is not an easy place to go. Not
so
an
there
easy
are the
place.
stats. That's, I think, is that enough stats? We don't need to go. Anyway,
No.
so we so TNT, and we're all hoping maybe that a bit of, we were hoping not to have a repetition of going 26-0 down.
But I got
that was what we were really hoping for.
I got that text message from Dr. T saying, "What's going on here? We're going to get smushed if we don't stop it." Yeah, well, we all know what happened there. And we even had a conversation about that, the last try in that game, with somebody, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yes. So, yeah. So we went 14-0 down. That wasn't part of, that wasn't part of the script. And after going 14-0 down, we did fight back. But before we fought back, we have to shout out to probably one of the most ridiculous but beautiful 50-22s.
Oh, that was crazy. Absolutely crazy.
How many number 8s, Callum Chick, have you seen kick the most glorious? I mean, Lewis Dean and I looked at each other and went, that's a 50-22. What's going on?
When she got over the horror of a number 8 shaping to kick and then kicking it. Whoa, what?
Yeah. Yes. So, So, anyway, but we didn't get off to a fast start, but we knew the Ginger Ninja was back with that fantastic
we clawed our way
break.
Back.
A fantastic break from the Ginger Ninja, who linked up with Mr. Scintillating, who put Mitch in for a beautiful score.
Yes. Formerly known as Mr. Dependable, now Mr. Scintillating.
Yeah.
And Mitch was happy to score.
Yeah, he was. He went.
He's got some catching up to do with the young pretender, hasn't he? Who's been scoring for fun.
He has. It's like, yes. Yes. Now, and then we asked about again. It was all a bit scrappy and timing on line-outs and, but when it came to the scrum, ooh. I don't think the men of Devon were very happy, do you?
Well, it would have helped. They could have tried scrummaging straight. Might have been interesting instead of us being able to see Mr. Root's nether regions from an angle that we shouldn't have been able to see them if he'd been scrummaging straight. You could see straight away. It's not going to do his back any good. He's going to have awful back trouble, that lad. And Manny, on the whole, managing
Manny
to keep
Clear
it straight.
Pass show is really, it's cooking, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. It was. Manny just carried on from where he'd been at Bath, trucking it up. And the other interesting thing is that Adam Leal was clearly we have in the past have had props who have irritated referees, but there's something about Manny that doesn't irritate them. And Adam Leal at one point said to him, if you're not getting the go forward that you want, don't follow him in, as in Jimmy Root. Just hold your line and I will sort it, which I thought was quite impressive, really. So
and Manny was very polite and said thank you. So
He did. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And yeah, I mainly did trust the ref, I think. And mainly we got a lot of penalties from the scrums. They
yes,
got
I think the
a couple
scrum
of free
they
kicks.
clearly thought was going to be, you know, their way into the game, and that they were going to dominate us with not having Trev there. What they hadn't banked on was the fact that Manny and Cleopas are clearly, you know, doing the business. They did at Bath, and they did it again on Saturday. Now, Mr. Angry,
Yes.
he had to get to peak angry, didn't he? Because so we made a
Was heading
lovely
for
break.
peak angry.
George Furbank put him away, and he wasn't angry enough, was he?
No, not at that point. He did get angry shortly afterwards, and then we knew everything was going to be all right. And
Yes.
there was a bit of shenanigans down the other end of the pitch, and then he came up and scored our end of the pitch, which is
and I think we need to see that score. I'm just excuse me while I fart ass with a mouse. Come on, mouse, you can do it. Come on. Here we go. Right. So here we go. Mr. Angry going in for the score.
There he is.
Yeah. And I'm just loving the expression on Kira Ruddy's face. I don't quite know what's going on here. But he was clear. Oh, he was clearly back to peak angry. So there he goes. Mr. Woodthorpe is admiring you. And away we go. And that was perfect timing because it levelled it just before half time.
Just before half time, yeah. So we breathed a sigh of relief that we're back to 0-0, really.
Yeah.
And it was half time, and I did like the band, by the way, that was
they're good,
playing.
aren't they? Yes.
Yeah.
They did that in the Prem Rugby Cup, and they're at the at the end. You were.
They were at the end. We were, and I can put up with music in between things when it's live music and it's not intrusive or being ridiculous when people. It was good. I liked them.
Yeah, they were good. I like them. Yes, I thought they were.
Yeah,
I thought they were very good. So the second, and I also like the running around of the. Excuse me, my camera's having a bit of a senior moment. I'd also like the kids running around on the pitch at half time. There were millions of them.
I did actually send a photograph of the kids. I think as they lined up when the players came off, actually came on right at the beginning, and I did send it to one of the community team and said, never whinge about herding kids again. There are look what the Exeter team have having to do. There are hundreds of them, hundreds.
There were loads, weren't there? Yes, they were running around like mad things. So the second
and
half,
he managed to. Did you manage to avoid the otter? Because I know you don't like that otter.
Oh, that otter gives me the heebie-jeebies. Yes, and I also managed to blank out. I wasn't listening. It was like I don't want to hear on that. Was it me? Was their PA distorted?
I didn't. Yeah,
it wasn't very good, was it? I was just like, no, I don't want to know about you. I don't want to know about the competition. I'm not looking. I'm looking at the ground. I'm looking at my photos. I am not taking. Heebie-jeebies. I'm sure the Otter Brewery is lovely, but that. Anyway, yes.
Utterly ridiculous.
Utterly ridiculous. Oh, very good. Very good. So the second half, we start 14-all, and again it goes all scrappy, doesn't it?
It's all scrappy. All over the shop. Yeah.
All over the show. And it was two defences basically just cancelling each other out. And it was Exeter, but it was Exeter.
I was going to say, I think the bright sunshine as well. There was a lot of things bouncing where because the sun was so bright in their eyes. I think, and the weird wind and the combination.
The weird wind. Yes. So,
Maybe.
and so Exeter actually took the lead, and we'd had a period of dominance, which was, so it was a bit weird. But anyway, Exeter took the lead, and
Yes.
it's 21-14. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
there was just a piece of magical brilliance, wasn't there?
There was.
From young Finn.
There was. Yes. Yes. There was magical. It's all right. There's all sorts of crashing and banging going on. I don't know what's happening. Yes.
So he
Oh, I know
chipped
what.
forward. Hello. You being interrupted, my friend? He chipped
No, it's
forward.
all right. It's just the IT department doing his other job of garden maintenance and
Ah,
bringing slabs up from by the garage to
ah.
lay on a would-be patio. So yeah.
So there
Yeah.
was a Finn chip forward, which he and Ferbs went herring after. Ferbs got to the ball, and
Yes.
Finn gave himself
Yeah.
crap. So that worked.
Yes, he did. That was good. But he had been a no arms tackle on him as well, to be fair. So
Yes. Well, there was a lot of naughtiness going on there.
a
Yes.
lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
But fortunately, he recovered to be able to pop it over, so that was good.
He did, and he was, the wind was giving him grief because the ball fell off the tee, so he played it fine, getting it over the yes. So we're back to 21-all.
21-all. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had the weirdest TMO intervention that we've ever had as Josh.
Oh, yeah.
So, I have to thank my IT department because he did do a bit of research on this one. So, fantastic break, which resulted in Josh Kemeny basically diving over the line. And I got a lovely celebration of Robbie Smith giving it loads and Sir with his arm in the air. And I thought, oh, that's a nice try celebration shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
only four. I'm sure on the big screen, the angles are all wrong because ball doesn't. Anyway, apparently in
The
the
big
build-up,
screen has to be the worst big screen ever. I mean, talk about low resolution. At one point, one of the discussions, the team was saying, "Well, we can't actually see it, so we've
that was
got no
after the
evidence."
Paul Bampo
Yes, that's
try
right.
when they went, the grain on the screen
we can't
is
see
so
it.
bad we can't actually see it. You'll
Yeah.
have to tell us.
Yeah.
And that's both
Yeah.
screens, ladies and gentlemen. There's one at the far end, both
Yeah.
ends. Each end of the ground has a screen, and they're both pretty rubbish. But yes, so apparently there was a knock on from Mr. Angry to Archie, but to me, each time I looked at it, and also the cheers each time they showed it got less and less. So
They did. Yes, so
people
they were
realise
more in hope
the
than
angles there are a bit weird.
expectation.
Anyway, it was chalked off, so we had to go again. And before then, I think a very significant thing happened, and it was. I'm getting really bored of this, but I'm really pleased that Mr. Leal dealt with it because it wasn't dealt with last week, which was deliberate knock on.
Yes.
Because
Well,
Exeter tried it.
They didn't deal with
tried
the first one.
It wasn't just the first one. Yeah. So Feo Boso goes to the ball with one hand, doesn't catch it, kills the move, and he got sent to the bin. So well done, Mr. Leal, for that, because the previous week with Andrew Brace. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I mean, he was in no position to catch that ball at all. It was never going to happen. So it was anyway.
So our attack is becoming more and more intense now. There was the odd break from Exeter, but we put them under the cosh. Such that a guy you and I were saying we were actually really impressed with their left wing Ribble, young lad. Henry made a break and he killed the ball on the line, so he had to go as well. And it was ridiculous, really, because they were within a minute of getting back to 15. They went down to 13. What did we do? We took advantage of it. And remembered,
we did.
We pulled them every
which we haven't always done. We haven't always done. Sometimes they go down and we just, I don't know what we do. We go, oh, it should be easy now, and make really heavy weather of it. But this time we were so much more clinical. So much more clinical.
I would say we've actually slightly got the order wrong, because Finn's try came from the fact that Boso was off the field, and so was missing from that wing.
Yes.
Yeah, was missing from that wing. But
Yes.
the same thing happened again. We realised that the makeup, that we've now got both wings in the bin, and we realised that it was, so it was Henry who pulled away and scored the most delicious try in front of me. So thank you, Henry.
Yeah.
It was I was a very happy camper. And what I would say, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you who love your try celebrations, he was not the first to do this. So I'm going to show again. Here he is. Oh, no, not that one. Not that one. Or even that one. This one. Oh, yeah, we need to talk about that. This one.
Yeah, talk about that. Yeah. Oh, yes.
So he gets the ball
I'm just
down.
loving Dinger's face is, oh God, what's he going to do now?
Yes. He shoots the ball. And the person in the Saints squad, I don't know if it's been done by another player in somewhere else, who first did this was Hutch. So he's not the first. But it was a fabulous try. And, Henry, well done, my friend. So at that point, we thought, we've won it. Or have we? So now, I suffered a terrible moment, didn't I, Liz?
You did. It could have summed up the day.
It could have done. Now, the observant of it, yes, that is what it looks like, bird poo. There were a lot of seagulls flying around, and one of them decided to give me a present. Not pleasant. Anyway, that could have been, the summation of the day. But no. So I decided after Henry's try, because we were well into the 72nd or 3rd minute.
5th. Yeah, 4th minute. Yeah.
To move. And as I moved, sorry, those on the microphone. As I moved, Henry Slade missed his touch. Mr. Angry went to kick the ball.
Very proud of the amount of effort he put into kicking it.
Yeah, just a squidgy too long. And Mr. Van Bampo seized on the moment and scored. And that was where the big screen really got silly. But anyway.
It was just impossible to see.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
but what struck me... What struck me when I was sat in the technical... By now I was sat in the technical area, was the calm. With one exception, Sam Vesti, but you're never going to keep Sam quiet.
Never calm. Yeah.
It was just incredibly calm.
Yeah.
And it was a case of, okay, we go again.
3 minutes to do it.
2.5. 2.5 by the time they take the conversion.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And off we went. It was just remarkable.
Off we did.
Yeah, absolutely remarkable. I was sat there, obviously taking photos and watching it, and in some ways, I was in the wrong place, because it all happened, as you can see here, at the other end of the ground. Fabulous break by. The build-up was very calm. The build-up was very controlled.
Yeah.
And Dingers and the guys did the job. And as you can see, it all went a bit yip crazy at the end as Finn went in for the score. And of course, I didn't guess it because I was.
You'd moved round. You might
notice that Mr. Litchfield is missing a boot. He threw it at me. But there you go. Afterwards, his comment was, "Well, I couldn't put it on again, Claire. I haven't got time."
I don't think he actually threw it at you. He just threw it away
In the vicinity of me, yes. I don't think he was aiming it at me particularly. It just ended up by me. But yes.
Why have those people in that photograph got blank spaces above their heads?
Oh, it's Lightroom saying, "Do you want to actually?" It's the. It's actually asking me a question.
Weird halos.
It's asking me a question. Who are all these people? I have no idea. Lightroom, and I'm not going to tell you. There you go.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, how bizarre.
So yes, so a fantastic break. Dingers put Finn Smith. Well, I was going to say put Finn Smith away. There was still a bit of work to do, and he did it. Did the lad?
Yes, absolutely did. Absolutely did. And then everything just went slightly mad, and we ended up with fabulous. I mean, talk about being in the right place at the right. This. If I'd have been sat, I didn't get the try celebration at the end of the ground, but I did get this try celebration, which I have to say I rather enjoyed because it was Finn being lifted up by his mate. It's lovely. And then of course we just continued to enjoy ourselves. It was, everybody was bouncy. I don't know what Sam Vesti had said. I think I do actually, but I'm not going to repeat it. But it was funny.
No, probably best not to. Yes.
They enjoyed it, and then old mates having a cuddle. Yeah, and I ended up in the huddle.
So, that's nice.
Yeah, I ended up in the huddle, and here is George having a few words, and everyone's taking it all in. And they do this thing that they nominate somebody to do the, what teams do in huddles. They clap or do something at the end. And it was Elliot.
Oh, bless him.
Because it was his 50th cap. And, of course, being Elliot, he comes up with something really complicated.
Yeah, but Elliot.
You can see Finn's going, "What?" Involved something involving who let the dogs out type barking. There you go.
Probably best not to know, really. Something's best left in the huddle, I feel.
Yes. But well done, Elliot, on your 50th cap, because, as we said earlier, well deserved. The Shoe Army song. So well done to the team for walking around the pitch and saying hello to everybody.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I was putting my gear away later on, and a supporter in the crowd shouted at me, "Well, when are they going to walk around the pitch? When are they going to come and talk to us?" And I went, "Well, they did that at the end of the game." And he went, "Oh, you mean Exeter?" And I went, "I have no idea. I am the Saints photographer, hence why I'm in green." And he went, "Oh, yes." It's like... Anyway, so I don't think Exeter did much talking to anybody. I think they were a bit. I
think they were majorly fed up. If the conversation I had with one of the players' fathers.
Yes.
Anything to go by. So
I think they were a bit fed up. The Shoe Army song, as I was saying just a moment ago, was sung with gusto, despite Elliot being able to seem to be unable to control his boot. But there you go. Much singing, and well done. Much singing and well done. And then much roaring. I can only describe it as roaring or bellowing, led by Douse. I don't know why. It's what they do. But it was
best
fun.
Not to.
So we need to name our Ladies Wot Pod Player of the Match and our Sergeant Wilson Award.
We do. We do. So I got Litchi down as player of the match. Thought it was brilliant, absolutely everywhere.
Would have been
So
the
I
third
was,
week running.
yeah, and I was decidedly unimpressed that he got the official one this time.
Yes.
I'm sure he was far more impressed to get the official one than ours, but yeah. So
His first one, apparently.
Oh, right. And it was on telly, so he got a medal. So that's good.
Yeah, he got a medal.
Yeah, so, but after that, I mean, there were, oh, gosh. Dingers. He had a Dingers game, didn't he? You know, the Invisible Man did what he does so well.
Of the four, we have to mention several of the forwards. We have to mention Manny, who was just magnificent in the front row.
Yeah.
We have to mention Josh Kemeny. Even though there'd be one or two people saying, "Pass the picking ball."
Well, one or two people, especially where we were sitting, there were one or two people who were quite close to you, I would say.
Yes, he has looked at that and actually given him the benefit of the doubt because his support didn't quite keep up. We have to mention
one of them. There were a couple of times. To be fair, there was
yes, and then he'll be the first to actually but he had a magnificent game in the line-out. As did
he did.
Tom Lockett was a man possessed. He was tackling anything that moved. I've got a fantastic photograph of him poleaxing somebody. Henry, of course, for the ridiculous. I mean, just the impact he has on the game is just extraordinary. Whether it's jackling, whether it's scoring, the energy he brings is just remarkable.
Fantastic.
Along with his friend,
his little mate.
He's
not little anymore, is he? Really? Archie.
No, not little. But he made a big difference. But we're not going to give it to any of them, are we?
No, we're not. We're going to give it to the hero of the hour, Finn Smith, because I was going to say a bit like Henry. Finn does everything so well. We're so used to it that they get overlooked for player of the match because they're just doing everything so well. But when I thought he pulled the strings so well. He's got such a calm head and got the final try. So, and even managed to convert the try even when he given himself cramp when Ferbs has scored. So
yeah, it was a perfect kicking performance on Saturday. So
it was.
As well as being.
So Finn gets our
Ladies Wot Pod player of the match. Brilliant. Now the Sergeant Wilson Award. Oh gosh, we had a collection, didn't we?
We did.
Apart from the usual candidates of George and Fraser, like honourable mention to Manny, who was working very well with Mr. Leal in the scrum, but also Craigo, who went for a chat, was terribly polite, and Mr. Leal explained what the issue was, and he said thank you. So well done to our front row for being so polite and not upsetting Mr. Leal. But you would like to award for only the third time this has happened.
Yeah. Well, we say the Sergeant Wilson Award goes for positive interaction with the referee. Well, this was the referee's positively interaction with the players, where he'd been desperately trying to allow knock-on advantage to go, and the people were just messing about. And he actually said, "I am trying to let some rugby happen here. Please forgive me," in a very heavily sarcastic manner, which I thought was hysterical. And he won the Sergeant Wilson Award for positive interaction with himself, because I think at that point he felt he was talking to himself.
So well done to Mr. Leal, because he was I think he was having to deal with an awful lot that was going on. It was busy, particularly at the end. Yeah. But there is actually there's a special mention for one family. This can't happen very often because we know that the parents concerned travelled in different directions. Although one didn't have to travel very far, I don't think.
No, one didn't travel far. Yeah.
No. Well, so it's the Litchfields. So whilst Tom was winning player of the match at Sandy Park, his brother Nathan, being watched by his dad. In fact, I'm sure the Saints midfield were relieved at that point.
Yeah. That meant there was. Yeah. This could
His brother
explain
Nathan.
why.
His brother Nathan was winning player of the match in Bedford because he plays for Bedford Athletics. So congratulations to the Litchfield family.
Well
And it's
done to
Tom's
the
birthday
Litchfield family.
today. And it's Tom's birthday today. So a great weekend all round. But it can't be very often that two siblings win player of the match in different games. So well done. Media watch. We are going to do a quick media watch for two reasons. One, it was great to see that the match was being covered by Radio 5 Live because one, Chris Jones was there, and of course Lenny and Graham were there. So I snuck a photo in at the end because, as I say, I can see all of you on the pitch at the same time, except when it's a final and that sort of things, or playoffs. So I snuck a photo in, so that was good. And then the other one was on Saturday morning. There was a fantastic article in the Times.
It was,
ladies and gentlemen, if you do try, if you've got a subscription, because of course the Times is behind the paywall.
At the moment, there's an offer on. You can subscribe for £1 a month for the next 3 months. That's fine. That takes us to the end of the season.
There you go.
Then you can,
but there was a lovely article about Archie and his mate. Henry. The line that I particularly enjoyed in it, well, there's a fabulous photo of the two of them trying desperately to look big in there. Rather nice. The Stowe School's colours are very nice, aren't they? There's a lovely line from Archie that he was very pleased that he didn't end up in the same house as Henry.
Yes.
Because that house was like carnage. Henry,
and it was absolute chaos.
So anyway, well done. But yeah, it's a lovely article, and well done to the two of them because they are having the season of their lives. They really are. Off we went for tea and medals. What I would say is there were a lot of drunk people at that game. Oh my god!
And not. I mean, incapable drunk as well. Not just merry drunk.
Yes,
there was people being carried out by their mates drunk levels at sort of 5:30 in the afternoon. Wow,
it was it was quite extraordinary. But unlike Bath, so the positives there. Unlike Bath, it was a good atmosphere. It was a good crowd. Of course, the crowd's going to be partisan. And that's what you want.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. To win away at a difficult ground, difficult because of the conditions, because the weather's always a bit weird. Although it was one of the best that I've certainly experienced at Sandy Park.
Yeah.
It was a really, really good win, and 5 points on the road for the Saints at this time of the season.
Yeah.
It's just gold dust. Absolute gold dust.
Yeah.
We did meet up after the game, didn't we, Liv? We met up after the game.
We did, and had a quick drink because didn't have to help each other anywhere. That was quite useful.
No. Well, I was stone cold sober until I'd had it's quite a nice beer. And while we were stood in the village, we had lots of visitors, didn't we?
We did. Yes. So we saw the Hendys reappeared. So Mr. and Mr. Rob and Laura, and the Ginger Ninja's sister Zara, who was along as well.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes.
Lovely young lady.
Yes.
Yes, it was nice to see them. They were driving back home that night. They weren't stopping. And then
the Hutchinsons.
The Hutchinsons came and said hello, even though their little boy wasn't playing that day.
Wasn't playing. Yes. And in some ways it meant they could actually just watch the game because they're not just watching him. And I did. Seriously, Jonathan, you don't have to apologise for not being up to date with the pod. We don't insist.
No, we don't mind. No. We won't be asking you questions later.
So we know that the Locketts and a Litchfield were there because Anna was the representative of the Litchfield family. So, yeah, so it's lovely that the mums and dads were there. It was the boys did you proud. It was a fabulous example of the resilience of this team. They
Yes.
just will not
Yeah.
give in.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in London,
Yeah. Oh, do you want to finish talking about the lovely Exeter supporters? Because mainly they were
yes,
really
I
lovely.
was trying not to live on a sour note. Unfortunately, guys, you don't have to lose graciously. Please do not. Can we? You know that the joy of rugby is that yeah, you know, you win, you lose. It's a roller coaster ride. Whoever you support.
So I'm a nodding acquaintance with the parents of an Exeter player. I won't be now. I can't be asked now. And I went to say hello as we'd done after the draw at the Gardens, and the dad just was horrible. And basically, the referee was in our pocket, was on our side. No way with the yellow cards. It was disgusting, and yada yada yada. And as for that bleep bleep Henry Pollock, he's so bleeping arrogant. And I just thought, is he joking? And I said, no, he isn't. I said, he's just a delightful young man. And he went, no, he isn't. And I thought, oh. And I thought, I said, well, you'd love him. You wouldn't be saying that if he was on your team. We don't want him here. We don't play like that. To which my answer was nearly, what? Well. And I thought, no. So I just absorbed this. I thought, this is pointless. This is not a conversation I actually want to have. And I managed to beat a retreat. But I did look up the definition of arrogant, because I'm thinking people keep trotting this out and they don't actually know what it means. So I'm just going to say, so it's who acts unpleasantly proud, believing they are superior, more important, or more capable than others. This behaviour is characterised by an overbearing attitude, often involving rudeness, condescension, and a dismissive demeanour towards others. Right. This is the young man who was last into the changing room because he was signing shirts and taking selfies with supporters from Exeter and Saints, young and old and everything. Arrogant is not Henry. Find a different word, because that is not what he is. He is just a 21-year-old living his best life and playing such a super. And I don't believe for 1 minute if Exeter thought they could get him, they go, oh no, he doesn't play the way we want to play. Of course he does. Ridiculous man. So I never speak. Never. Yeah.
Yes. So, and also the drunkenness, unfortunately, led to me having a couple of weird incidents near my hotel. So, come on, let's, as we said last week.
But on the plus side, the people on the bus we got back to Exeter and people we met around in the evening were absolutely fantastic. So, and
we met some lovely Exeter supporters in the lift. So, for every arse there is somebody positive. So,
more than one in Exeter. I can't say the same for Bath, but Exeter definitely. The nice outweigh the idiots. So
absolutely, it's a great place to go for a game. Now, meanwhile, in London, as I said a moment ago, the Bedford Blues, featuring several Saints players, were playing Richmond, and Richmond have been a bit of a bogey team for Bedford.
Yeah,
it's the Richmond Athletic Ground in that stretch leading where there are several clubs: your London Scottish, your Rosslyn Parks, your London Welshes, and your Richmonds. And then finally, of course, just a bit further up the road, Twickenham itself and Quinns. The Blues had a fabulous win against Richmond, which means that the chances of them securing that one of the precious top two places is looking ever better. But I've only briefly seen some highlights, and I want to mention a young winger who came down to us from Glasgow, Amena Kukasaw. My God! Ladies and gentlemen, have a look at the highlights, because there is a take from Amena when he basically gets the ball off their left wing in the air and gives the ball back. It is superb. It's utterly superb. Well done to Mike Rea and his team, because Amena is clearly blossoming, playing with the Blues. We've seen it before, including one HP himself. So well done. And so I think it was something like 33-53, but Sherpa 2, Ryan Robinson, was very happy. We got the message afterwards. Meanwhile, in Chinna, and we need a shout out to Chinna. We do, don't we?
We do, yes. Condolences to Chinna. Simon Vickers, their CEO, died during the week. I think it was unexpected and sudden. So lots of condolences and love to everybody at Chinna. And must be a difficult time for you. So.
And Worcester were the visitors to, is it Kingsley Road? I think it is. And Chinna got the win.
Yeah.
Huge result for the champ, and a second loss on the bounce for Worcester. So, alarm bells ringing there. And so the champ is coming into their playoffs. It's getting very exciting. So, so well done to the Blues. I'm sure we'll be having a chat with Jim Henry when we see him this week. At the Gardens, it was the Royal Navy, it was the Army, it was the RAF and Navy combinations. So the women, it was the RAF who won. And in the case of the men, featuring one Sam Massavesi, it was the Royal Navy. And did you hear in interview that Sam admitted he shouldn't have left the Saints?
Well, we could have told him that. No, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, it made me start. So anyway, but he's now full-time with the Royal Navy, and they had a convincing win. So well done to them.
Their shirts were presented by Alex Coles and Curtis. Which,
wasn't that lovely?
It's really nice. Yeah.
No news from Toaster this week because it sounds like it was a training week.
No.
But it is a big week.
The under eights were at a fest. No, somebody was at a fest. I don't know what was coming anyway.
Anyway,
it's running down to the end of.
I was going to say we're in that tail end of the season mode, aren't we? Now, in Saints Supporters Club news, it's a big night for the committee because you've been busy.
I've got committee meeting tonight. It's things like setting how much the subs are going to be for next season, setting up the supporters player of the season, all that sort of thing. So why are you
it's a big night. Is they're getting a lemon drizzle cake off you?
Oh, they're getting a lemon drizzle cake as well. Yeah. So, because they've got important things to discuss.
Exactly. That's the big news. The lemon drizzle, ladies and gentlemen, is ready.
It is ready. It's drizzled outside. So, yeah. Anyway.
So there's lots to decide and get ready and prepare for all sorts of things. Every time I'm watching a game now, I'm thinking, who is it that Liz is most likely going to have to present that trophy to?
Oh God, I just know it's going to be somebody big. It's going to be Jade. It's going to be JJ.
What is it? Or Henry, Mr. Scintillating. I mean,
could be.
Yeah,
that'd be all right. I love JJ. I really love him, but it is just a ridiculous size difference.
Yes. Meanwhile, the Women's Six Nations, well done to Scottish Rugby, to the SRU, for having two games on the same day. So the under-21s at lunchtime played each other, and Carmen Morrill she's looking the real deal, that girl. And England under-21s won against the Scotland under-21s. And then the senior team, oh my goodness, the hairs on the back of your neck. I mean, I watched a bit of it in highlights. Amazing scenes at Murrayfield. And it all comes home when you hear somebody like Helen Nelson, one of the most experienced players in the team, say when she played her first match, there were 200 people watching. There were
Yeah.
30,000 watching.
1,000.
That is extraordinary. Unfortunately, England decided to click when it came to their attack.
Yes. Yeah, that was a bit. I gasped when I saw the result. You don't expect that in a Six Nations.
And what I'm about to say, I think is going to sound a bit churlish, but I do hope that John Mitchell plays more of the squad later in the Six Nations. Because moving Ellie Kildunn to the wing means that there are people like Bo Wescombe-Evans who have not been given a chance to shine. So I hope that we do get to see more of the squad. But that sounds incredibly churlish when you've just won a match, 784.
Yeah.
But even so. Anyway, this week we have training. It's a big week for all the Saints. Yeah. Bedford have a week off, but the Saints are, because it's so long since we played them.
Yes, I think Dow's alluded to that. It's been a while. Yeah, we'll play Bath again.
Let's play Bath at home. It's a weird kick-off, 5:30. And there's a big tournament, so I'll be busy. It's the, whatever they called the Land Rover Cup this year, the Rising Star, Twiddly Bit, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
When the prize is a trip to Twickenham at the end. They did the under-11s earlier in the season. Now it's the under-12s. So there'll be lots of teams running around on the back pitches, being shooed off pitch 2. But we'll see. Anyway, it should be interesting to see. One of the things we were talking about was there's been a lot of talk in the press about the fact that having a franchise ring-fenced league is showing itself up because 4 teams got blitzed this weekend. Quins got smushed by Bath. Gloucester got heavily beaten by Bristol. Yesterday's match between Sale and Sarries was awful. And meanwhile, at Welford Road, Newcastle losing yet another game. It's easy to say that, and we don't actually have a franchise league at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. But all the teams that won were fighting for a top 4 place, and at least 2 of the teams in that list were fighting for Champions Cup rugby. So there is plenty for certainly Gloucester and Quins to go for when it comes to the Champions Cup. I haven't looked at the numbers, but they're saying Sale are most likely going to get Champions Cup. It's only Newcastle who didn't have anything to play for, bless them.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to go down that narrative, but I'm not sure it's the case.
And you'd also got Bristol and Sarries, who are they're hovering around just outside, aren't they? The top 4. So it's a bit skewed that's the way the fixtures fell. That you'd got all the top playing the bottom, which doesn't always happen, does it? That sounds ridiculous because sometimes. So so that was, I think, but Sale, goodness me.
And they've got a lot of injuries, as have Quins, and their squads are being stretched, as ours were. If you think this time last year, we headed off to Newcastle and we had Finn with one leg, and Charlie Savala got basically it ended his season injury. I mean, we were getting injuries all over the shop. We went to Exeter with the kids, and Tom West was playing a magnificent game, leading a very young team, and got a nasty knee injury there. So we were in a similar position. It's just that our memories are coloured by the fact that we ended up in a Champions Cup final. But it's not always easy at this time of year, and I think the depth of our squad this year compared to last year, it's interesting to see the contrast.
Yes, it is. It's fascinating, isn't it? I think it's just almost just shoring up in a couple of key positions, so that Archie has now come of age at scrum half, so we're not having to play Mitch into the ground. And now we've got backup for Finn, with first of all Anthony and the Slim Reaper. There's a confidence there that we just didn't have.
And likewise in the front row, who'd have thought clear pass? He's taken his chance. Yeah. Elliot is Elliot doing Elliot things. To lose Trev last season, it would have been,
disaster. But
disaster.
People have stepped up and really come of age. And hats off to Yakko. And much as we love Fergs, and were horrified when he was leaving and Douse coming up with, we need a new voice. Douse was right. So the foundations were laid brilliantly by Fergs. I don't think Yakko could not have made this improvement with the players if those foundations hadn't been in place. So it's
yeah. So it's funny how these things work, but it's too easy to go. Oh, well, there you go. Ring fence league. It's always going to go hell in a handcart. In Dave on the Sofa news, Dave was very busy this weekend, so my IT department has kept me abreast of Dave news. Dave played it always. My favourite one was, did we really win it?
Okay.
Yes, Dave, we did win it. Don't worry, you pretty little, strange. Yes, social media sometimes is bizarre. But yes, I
was going to say I did have to go on and ask if Dave on the Sofa posting for Come On UX from a Bath supporter on our Saint Supporters Club Facebook page. I just had to check they were okay, or whether they were feeling a bit lost.
Yes.
They haven't replied.
No, funny that, isn't it? Often it's the way with Dave. But no, Dave's been busy. So, but calm. So this week we play Bath, as we just mentioned. We will be off to training, and the wind tunnel will probably be the wind tunnel. And we'll see, more of the same. It'll be very interesting to see which Bath team.
Because they've got a big semi-final coming up.
Big semi-final in France. And it's a big game for us. Every game, we've got 5 rounds to go. Yeah. It's fascinating how it's going to work out. So
it's all very tight.
The roller coaster continues, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Anyway, I think, unless you tell me otherwise, Mrs. Saunders.
No, everything's ticked off on my lists.
That was episode
38.
Apparently we've got HBO. I don't know what. HBO what? For TNT Sports. What? My IT department tells me. So that's nice news. Anyway,
that's good, yes.
I believe that is episode 38 of Series 2 of Ladies Wot Pod. And I am going to push the button. If I can find the blessed thing. Oh, there it is.
Find the button.
Find the button.
Found it.
Have a jolly one,
Excellent.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.